Dan il-programm jista' jkollu xi prodotti kummerċjali. Wheelspin jixtieq jirringrazzja lil dawn il-kumpaniji. Insellem telespettaturi ta' Net Television speċjalment dawk kollha li għażlu li jingħaqdu biex jaraw il-programm tagħna Wheelspin, nilqakom għal dan il-programm ieħor, programm fejn illum se nurukom bosta features differenti, ovvjament dwar karozzi differenti u anke preżentazzjonijiet ta' ditti differenti. Passoltu dejjem ngħidulkom biex tkomplu tikkomunikaw magħna, tkomplu fid-diskursata li badna fuq il-karozzi elettriċi, bunna fuq wheelspin@b.rimedia.com. Min jippreferi l-indirizz postali huwa Wheelspin PO Box 24 San Pawl il-Baħar u hemmhekk hemm ukoll il-paġna tagħna ta' Facebook fejn tistgħu tikkomunikaw magħna kemm bħala kumment kif ukoll bħala messaġġ. Se nagħtu bidu mill-ewwel għal dan il-programm bl-ewwel feature li għandna preparata likom it-telespettaturi tagħna.
It's like the wind, some say. You can't see it, but you know it's there. It's like deep sea. You can't measure it, but you find it in every single drop. It's like a warm touch of light. You can't hold it. You don't know how much it weighs, but you can feel it. Electrified by water, by wind, by sun. It's here, the soul.
Media launch b'differenza. Media launch li saret mid-ditta Porsche biex jippreżentaw l-ewwel karozza elettrika tagħhom, il-Porsche Taycan. Fil-fatt, l-ditta Porsche ħolqot din il-road trip, Europe road trip, li telqet mill-ġewwa Oslo fi 17 ta' Settembru bada meta għaddejja 19 il-ġurnata u li fiha rat mhux anqas minn 18 il-karozza jsegwu lil xulxin, 18 il-karozza misjuqa minn media differenti biex sa fl-aħħar waslu ġewwa Stuttgart. Kollox jingħad li għamlu 87,930 km b'karozza li toffri range ta' 450 km. Qed taraw fuq l-iscreens tagħkom din il-karozza Porsche Taycan u issa wkoll se nkomplu nsegwa araw dal-filmat magħna. id-ditta Jaguar jiftħu design studio ġdid. Design studio li qed jgħidu huwa wieħed mill-aktar avvanzati li hemm bħalissa. Dan infetaħ ġewwa Gaydon, ġewwa l-Ingilterra, u dan il-ditta Jaguar deċidiet ukoll li tiftaħ dan il-post tal-pubbliku biex il-pubbliku jkun jista' japprezza aktar kemm il-design studios li hawn u kif ukoll ix-xogħol li qed isiru biex il-karozzi jiġu ddiżenjati. Araw dan il-filmat magħna.
Mobility is a basic right, and we, Jaguar and Land Rover, have to take care of the societies and the environment. And the vision of Destination Zero means zero accidents, zero emissions, zero congestions, in a circular approach, including also design, engineering, and an environmentally friendly production. And ladies and gentlemen, over many years we have created an ecosystem based on many building blocks to provide a basis to develop advanced technologies, future mobilities and smart infrastructures in the Midlands. The building we stand in today brings creative, technical and commercial skills together in a very modern, inspiring working space, designed for our people, employees, suppliers and partners alike. At Jaguar Land Rover, we have the vision, the products, the people. And now, I'm also delighted to say, we have the facilities to design and engineer the solution which will take us to Destination Zero. Thank you.
Jaguar has always stood for beauty, luxury and performance. We break convention and develop creative solutions. We honour our incredible legacy. We pioneer change and we champion individuality. This has always been the Jaguar way. We create incredible cars to be enjoyed today and have a leading role in how the car fits into a future world. We'll always be curious. We'll always be creative pioneers. It's who we are.
Ser nagħmlu waqfa qasira għal ftit riklami ibqgħu hemm. Wheelspin jixtieq jirringrazzja lil dawn il-kumpaniji.
I'm sorry.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. I kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many
New Renault Captur. Take the alternative road.
BMW, I'm feeling cold.
You can still enjoy your drives. Sicily by car with Virtu ferries.
Glide over the seas. Glide over the seas. Glide over the seas with Virtu ferries.
U meta nsemmu karozzi elettriċi ma nistgħux insemmu wkoll il-connected vehicles. Connected vehicles li huma l-karozzi li llum il-ġurnata jinsabu fis-suq tagħna, huma karozzi li ħafna minnkom nafu li qed issuqu għaliex pratikament il-karozzi kollha llum huma konnessi mal-internet u ma' tip ta' satellita biex ikunu jistgħu waslulna l-informazzjoni kemm bħala anka navigation u affarijiet oħra anka barra minn xtutna fejn tista' il-karozza tikkomunika ma' postijiet biex jekk ikollha bżonn għajnuna u affarijiet bħal dawn. Iżda kif jibqgħu connected dawn it-tip ta' karozzi? X'qed isir biex il-ditti jaħdmu fuq sistemi biex dawn it-tip ta' karozzi jibqgħu connected anka meta jinstaqu forsi f'ċertu toroq li huma aktar imwarba u ċertu toroq li huma barra f'ċertu kampanja li forsi t-teknoloġija tal-internet ma tkunx daqshekk b'saħħitha. Araw il-filmat magħna.
Hemos visto cómo el coche es capaz de comunicarse en ciudad, con su entorno y ahora también en zonas rurales. En esta prueba piloto incorporamos un dron que detecta la presencia de un ciclista o un coche estacionado en medio de la carretera. Envía la información a la red celular envía la información al vehículo y el conductor tiene el aviso en el cuadro de instrumentos. Los drones van a poder proteger zonas de baja visibilidad o un difícil acceso. Lo que hacemos es poner la tecnología al servicio de la seguridad en carretera.
Lejn l-aħħar ta' Novembru se jibda l-kampjonat tal-Formula E. U ftit tal-ġimgħat ilu id-ditta Jaguar Racing preżentat il-karozza li ser tipparteċipa f'dawn il-kampjonati. Fil-fatt, il-ditta preżentat il-karozza I-Type 4 u preżentat ukoll is-sewwieqa li ħajsuqu għaliha.
We're here today in Gaydon in Warwickshire. This is the home of Jaguar Land Rover Engineering, and we've launched Panasonic Jaguar Racing, our Season 4 car, here in the Jaguar Design Centre.
The difference between the I-Type 3 and I-Type 4 is basically this whole new powertrain. So underneath the hood, it's a new look, hopefully more competitive. So far the testing's been very, very positive, but the feeling feels good from a driver's point of view. It gives me good confidence, which is number one. And hopefully on top of that, good performance. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's got, come Saudi in a few weeks' time.
Attack mode is something that's been seen in Formula E last season, and we've adopted with the Jaguar I-Type trophy. It gives the drivers a new strategic element for their racing. They'll drive offline over a series of transponders which are in the road. This will arm their attack mode, which will give them 20% more power for a period of time, giving the drivers a lot more to think about during the race, and it should make for some really exciting racing.
It's fantastic to announce that James Collado joins the team alongside Mitch Evans. I want two drivers that can get as many points for the team. Our obviously goal is to be successful in the team championship as well as the drivers championship. James brings a huge amount of speed, a lot of natural raw speed, which is critical in Formula E with our one-lap qualifying format. A driver that has a lot of experience. He combines that experience and that strategy with raw pace, and we believe he has the potential to be an absolute front runner in this championship, and we hope we give him the right tools to go on and achieve that.
Joining Panasonic Jaguar Racing is really a dream come true, especially as a British driver. Working with them so far, it's been really, really good, and going forward I think the car is very competitive, and I think we can get some really good results and hopefully a few wins in championships.
Forsi waħda mill-aktar konversazzjonijiet ħuna bħalissa hija dwar il-racetrack, din it-trakka li kulħadd qed jistenna, speċjalment dawk id-dilettanti tal-motoring, tal-motoring sport li jixtiequ jkollna din it-trakka hawn Malta. Fil-filmat li jmiss ħanarukom trakka li saret minn ditta partikolari fuq bejt ta' binja. Iva, din it-trakka li saret fuq binja ġewwa Pariġi mid-ditta Cupra. Segwu dal-filmat. aktar features waqt il-programm tagħna u din id-darba se nkomplu nsegwu aktar preżentazzjonijiet minn ġewwa Frankfurt. Din id-darba minn fuq il-stand tal-Volkswagen se naraw ftit x'kellhom x'offrulna id-ditta Volkswagen. Ovvjament hemm il-preżentazzjoni tal-karozza li kienet ħafna mistennija, karozza żgħira, karozza elettrika bl-isem ID3. Fil-fatt din hija karozza oħra tista' tgħid bit-timbru ID li ħansegwu mid-ditta Volkswagen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ID3.
Wasanna l-ħin tal-kompetizzjoni fejn intom it-telespettaturi tistgħu tirbħu magħna, kunu ċerti li tipparteċipaw id-domanda relatata ma' dak li rajtu. Illum orinikom trakka li saret fuq binja ġewwa belt partikolari, għajdunna f'liema belt saret din it-trakka fuq dan il-bejt. Ibatunna risposti tagħkom fuq wheelspin@b.rightnewmedia.com. Tistgħu tibatu wkoll risposta fuq l-indirizz postali Wheelspin PO Box 24 San Pawl il-Baħar, jew minni preferi jidħol fil-paġna tagħna ta' Facebook u hemmhekk jista' jibatilna risposta kemm bħala messaġġ kif ukoll bħala komment. Araw x'tistgħu tirpu magħna. Ipparteċipa ma' Wheelspin u kull ġimgħa tista' tirbaħ prodotti għall karozza tiegħek provduti minn Autoglim. Fl-aħħar tas-sensiela jintrebħu żewġ biljetti għasqallija provduti minn Virtu Ferries, taxxi mhux inklużi. Jintrebaħ ukoll Scooter Arik, Gentleman of Fruit minn Kinds Auto Sales Limited. U wara li rajtu dak li intom tistgħu tirbħu magħna ser nagħmlu wafqa qasira għal ftit riklami ibqgħu hemm. Wheelspin jixtieq jirringrazzja lil dawn il-kumpaniji.
He who doesn't have a long beard in a world full of long beards doesn't drive a big car in a world full of big cars, but is smart.
If it don't fit, don't force it, 'cause you'll only get in bed. Smart.
Din is-sezzjoni hija miġjuba lilkom minn Kynes Auto Sales Limited, rappreżentanti f'Malta ta' Mercedes, Smart, Renault, Dacia u ditti oħra.
Jekk sibtu li mintom xħatarawni f'din l-iskeda xi ftit jew wisq inqas. Biss naħseb jiena la hemm l-imħabba lej Wheelspin diffiċli jekk biex tissepara u ħatibdew tarawni, ħanamlu xi intervisti l-emmulaw. Imma inwiegħedkom li l-intervisti li kellna kienu tajbin u ħajkunu kważi aqwa minn hekk. U naħseb jiena llum jekk tippermettu li ftit ieħor ħajkollu naqleb għal-lingwa Ingliża. Fidejja għandi dik tissejħ il-Bibja tal-Formula 1, jiġifieri ġabdet intikom naqra ħiel fuq x'ħan nitkellmu. U ħanagħmel din l-introduzzjoni tiegħi bl-Ingliż ħalli mbagħad nintaqgħu mal-mistieden tagħna. Twilet ġewwa Franza fit-28 ta' Settembru 1963. His debut in Formula 1 was in 1991 with Ligier. He did 59 races. The interesting thing about it is that 1991 was a bit of a historic year. Ayrton Senna won his third world title. Nigel Mansell was really striving to arrive at a world champion. We had a certain Michael Schumacher who incidentally made his debut that year. But with us today we have another Formula 1 driver. We have Eric Coma, who is here sitting next to me in Malta, and we are privileged that he has gave us his permission, or as his love towards Formula 1, to share some thoughts. Eric, I'd like to welcome you on the program. I am going to really cut corners. When I'm close to someone directly involved with Formula 1, I get very excited. So you have to excuse me if this interview will be a little bit jitty or a bit, we won't be shifting gears as we should have.
Like in the old days.
Like in the old days, exactly, which took me there. Eric, your impressions of Formula 1, that initial race, moving from Formula 3000 and arriving within the big family of Formula 1, which was at those days.
Yeah, those days Formula 3000 was really the second division of Formula 1. The cars were very similar with a V8, 3 liter instead of 3.5 liter. So that was really a small gap because I remember that at the time when I was winning Formula 3000 races, my qualification lap time would have put me in 20th position Formula 1. So this is to say how close was the Formula 3000. But obviously we were moving from a European Championship to a World Championship, discovering a continent and new tracks, and also the continental circus. Not from because Formula 3000 are small teams, maybe 10 to 12 people. Formula 1, even Ligier at the time, was over 100 people.
You moved to Ligier, which had quite a good story behind it. Unfortunately, when you arrived, the team was trying to revive itself, and you had an excellent teammate with you as well. But that year, it was like a little bit difficult to get out from the positions that you were.
Yeah, you're right. Ligier had a good story, but it was especially in the 80s, not in so early 80s with Jacques Lafitte mainly. When I arrived in 91, they already had a season with Larini and René Arnoux without any point. And I knew it would have been difficult. My choices were not so many at the time, because the alternative for me was to join Eddie Jordan, who in Formula 3, then in Formula 3000, and then in Formula 1 asked me to join the team. But he also asked me to bring $2 million, which I could not afford. My sponsor was Elf, and Elf was involved at the time with Ligier, Lotus, and Williams. And the only spot for me without bringing sponsorship was Ligier. So at the end, the other alternative was going to Peugeot to do the prototype and not Formula 1. And I was already 28 because I started motorsport quite late, when I was 22. So I knew that for me, I had to go to Ligier, and hoping that the new Ligier car, the GS35, would be better than the one before, and unfortunately that was not the case.
I think one of the things which amazes me most is we're talking not about yesterday, but quite some time ago. And the way that you're telling us to our viewers is as if it happened yesterday. Is it the effect of driving so fast that it remains in your memory, or is it that strong passion, which unfortunately maybe we don't feel nowadays due to the way that Formula 1 is?
Well, you're right. This is almost 30 years ago, 28 years exactly. But obviously, when you arrive in Formula 1 and you are a young driver, you feel that finally you arrive, and then you have to prove in Formula 1. But it's already a huge step going from Formula Renault, Formula 3, Formula 3000, and then until you sign your first contract, you're never sure that you will drive Formula 1 one day. So obviously 91 for me was a special year. It has been a difficult period, however, because this is to keep present that the 4 years I've been doing in Formula 1, 91 to 94, was the technical transition.
Yes.
Before, all the cars were with the dog shift gearbox,
yes,
and without ABS, without anti-spin system, shock absorber, and not active suspension. And between 91 and 94, only Williams, Ferrari, Benetton, and McLaren had the new technology. We were like the second division still. It's like rallying Group N against Group A. And the 4 years I've been doing in Formula 1 was like this. Plus we were 35 cars for 26 starting position, and for only 6 top finishers scoring points. So as you can see, it's really different than today, as there are 20 cars and 10 are scoring points. So it's been a critical period for a young driver to join Formula 1, I have to say. It was a critical point of the Formula 1 technology.
However, we're here talking about it, and What were your emotions the first time you actually sat in the Ligier?
Well, I remember well that we did a lot of winter tests with the previous car, with the Ford engine, which was very much like a Formula 3000, and I was able to set up the car very well, scoring fastest lap time of the car. And I remember especially a full week in Estoril. So yeah, the winter testing was quite exciting. And but the new car was launched just a week before the first Grand Prix. Something that you will not imagine today, but at the time it was like this. So the car was launched just a week before doing the first Grand Prix in Phoenix, Arizona. So that was not the ideal, switching for Formula 3000 Plus, which was the Ligier from 1990, to a V12 Lamborghini engine powered a completely different car.
For sure, we do have to mention the present Formula One and the past Formula One. Maybe at times people that follow the sport are a bit short-minded, or else they do not remember what the past was all about. But you mentioned already the amount of cars that used to be on the grid, the amount of cars that had to qualify. You definitely remember the morning session where you had to pre-qualify. So it was like, for us who were outside, it was a blessing, because we had a whole weekend of seeing cars racing from the amount of drivers that there were. Don't you feel that as a passion, that time and now, things have changed? There isn't that personal feeling that comes out of the driver. I mean, for us at the time, seeing you with the helmet and everything, we could feel your heart beating. Now today it's all technology. Basically, we can predict what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you will have enough battery in your cameras if I start to
Don't worry.
talk about everything, because I don't think in the world that there is a sport that the fundamentals have changed that much than Formula One. I always say that if you give the racket of Borg to Federer, he's still playing beautiful tennis. Just the ball is going to have less speed, but his tennis is going to be the same. Unfortunately, in our case, the way we learned how to drive a racing car and the way the young drivers learn today is two different jobs. We learn by the process of doing the toe and heel, using the gearbox, 3 pedals, just almost only one hand on the steering wheel and on one hand on the shift level. And now the school is quasi the PlayStation, because the technical side of driving Formula One is much easier. I don't want to say it's easier to be a quick driver. You still have to be the best. But the technology involved is making the access so easy that you can even drive a Formula One being 16 years old, which was absolutely impossible 25 or 30 years ago. So probably this also, when we arrived in Formula One, we had so many started already, and we did not finish so many races, because anytime you were doing a mistake, doing a wrong shift down, you were doing an overrev, spinning the car, breaking the gearbox and probably the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Today, this doesn't exist anymore. You cannot overrev an engine.
Mm.
And so we were very focused on the setup, because the telemetry was very little.
Mm-hmm.
So every driver, we knew at memory the setup. All the details on our car we knew at memory, track to track, because that was the process of the building a driver ability to not only to drive but also to learn how to set up. And probably we were much less connected, and therefore more open to public, to journalists, because that was part also of the learning process that we had through the Formula Junior and Formula 3000 before reaching Formula 1. Today is different because you have to understand that I have decided, not my parents, that I wanted to be a race car driver. So I started go-kart. I was already 18. I did my first single-seater race. I was already 22. I arrived in Formula 1. I was 28. Today you have to be ready in Formula 1 at 18, 20. So if your parents are not decided for you, you cannot do this job anymore. And this makes me sad. Because I think that our sport, thanks to the sponsorship in the 70s, became very much open to anyone that had the will to do it. But recently, we did a step back because obviously, if you wake up when you're 18, deciding that you want to become a Formula 1 racing driver, this is not possible anymore.
Hemmhekk temmejna l-ewwel parti tal-intervista, ħankomplu ġimgħa d-dieħla għax vera ħafna affarijiet niddiskutu.
U bekk wasalna fit-tmiem ta' dan il-programm Wheelspin, nisperaw li ħadtu pjaċir b'dak li orinikom fil-programm tagħna llum. Passoltu ngħidulkom li ovvjament nieħdu pjaċir ħafna nirċievu minn għandkom għajdulna x'taħsbu dwar dawk il-karozzi u dawk il-features li orinikom. Nfakrukom li email address tagħna wheelspin@b.rightnewmedia.com, hemm l-indirizz postali Wheelspin PO Box 24 San Pawl il-Baħar, il-paġna tagħna ta' Facebook u min jixtieq ukoll jista' jidħlu fil-website tagħna wheelspin.com.mt fejn hemmhekk mhux biss tistgħu segwu il-programmi li jkunu deru fil-ġimgħat u l-xhur li għaddew. Iżda tkunu tistgħu wkoll tiddownloadjaw il-magazines tagħna li joħorġu kull 3 xhur. Ovvjament ma nistgħux intemmu dan il-programm billi nirringrazzjaw l-ewwel ħaġa lilkom it-telespettaturi tal-li ta' kull ġimgħa tkomplu issegwuna. U mbagħad nirringrazzjaw lil dawk kollha li jissapportjawna u minn qalbna nirringrazzjaw lil Kinds Auto Sales Limited, lil Muscat Motors flimkien ma' BMW Multi Limited, lil Continental Cars, lil Autoglim, lil Hotel Excelsior, lil Virtu Ferries u min-naħa tiegħi nirringrazzja lil Alex Lapira minn Alex Lapira Hairdressing għal xari. Programm ieħor Wheelspin nhar it-tnejn fl-10 10 ta' flaxija u dejjem infakkarkom ir-repetizzjoni ssir nhar ta' ħadd fit-3 ta' wara nofsinhar. Minn hawnhekk insemmilkom. Wheelspin jixtieq jirringrazzja lil dawn il-kumpaniji.